Hey everybody, it's Pete. Good morning. Welcome to a new episode of today's Best Stock Picks, and it is Friday, October 9th, 2020. Thankfully that it's Friday and the end of the week. This has been an exhausting week of trading. Doesn't matter if you were day trading our ideas or swing trading our ideas. The headline news keeps coming fast and furious. The market's reacting by the minute, by the day. If you're feeling a little bit overrun right now, you're not the only one. The tone of the market is actually still a little bullish, which is interesting because we're going to start to talk about a sector and industry that's been kind of out of play for a while. Interest rates being as low as they have been, they really haven't been, there hasn't been the spotlight shined on them. So we're going to take a look at the financials today. Energy stocks look like they are possibly breaking the downtrend right now, which would be interesting as well. Some profit taking in the solar stocks yesterday, which was way overdue. They were on fire, no pun intended. Amazing moves to the upside that we've been taking advantage of over the last month or so. But now they cooled off a little bit. What's super interesting, excuse me, is the speed with which some of these stocks are moving in our favor, which works for you and works against you. So it really matters that you're disciplined right now with your stop losses. So as much as some of these stocks like Run, VSLR, JKS exploded to the upside, and there were some really amazing gains to be had, you had to be able to recognize and do your tape reading to understand when it turned over, rolled over, and it was time to either get out, scale out, or just be in cash. So we're going to take a look at that today. But what's really exciting about that is they are setting up new opportunities now to the long side. I really would prefer to see one more day down, close on the lows, and then look for an opportunity to buy on Monday. Because what happens is as the stock is up here and starts to pull back, the further and further and further up it goes, the odds of follow through, I'm in the light here, the odds of follow through decrease. So if you buy it here, and it goes up here, you have that window, right? But it goes up one day, another day, another day, another. Now you're up 10 days in a row, and the odds of you buying it and then seeing that continue are pretty small. So as we pull back, now we're increasing the distance between where you might be entering and a potential new profit target, which would be at least back to where it was, if not new all-time highs, which is similar to what we saw in Lennar yesterday. LEN bounced. So it's going to be interesting to see how they set up. So we're seeing really exciting, I really know the way to put it, exciting sector rotation, where if you're on top of the market and you're on top of which stocks are making highs, which stocks are getting buying, it's really awesome that from one day to the next you recognize sector rotation, like, okay, I'm out of those stocks, I'm in those stocks today, or I'm out of those stocks, I'm in these stocks this week, which is why I think that it's kind of cool that we can have this as a community where we can talk about these things where, okay, the solar stocks were strong, wait for one more day, the home builder stocks like PHM, Pulte Home, Lennar bounced. So we're kind of going back and forth, and that's really what it means to be a good trader, what it means to be a good speculator, what it means to act like a pro, which means that you're on top of your game, and it's not hard to do, it's just paying attention. And once you understand how to pay attention, which means you have a structure, you have a game plan, trading kind of becomes fun at that point because now you know what you're looking at. So let's head over to the charts. We're going to take a look at some new ideas for today and manage and look at some other ideas. So Goldman Sachs, as we said, the financials, we're going to take a look at a few of them. You can see that they're clearly kind of still in this box, but here's what I like. I like the fact that now we have two well-bid weeks in a row. We're near the highs today, and we're getting close to what might be considered a breakout level. So not quite yet, but it is promising. Now, what's promising versus what's longer term, this means that we're in day trade conviction because we're still stuck in this box here, but there are opportunities to trade these stocks and make some cash flow. That's the big thing. We talk about cash flow versus position trading. Right now, we're looking at cash flow in these. If Goldman, for example, could pop through these most recent levels, and we'll get through a couple of other ones. Goldman Sachs. Oh, where's my keyboard? JP Morgan. You see how they're going well bid into the new levels? JP Morgan, Capital One, and Capital One actually cleared. And DFS. DFS is one that actually is Capital One and Discover Financial have actually popped through, and they have weekly breakouts. So DFS and JP Morgan, DFS and COF would be ones that would be a little bit more aggressive right now with holding a little bit longer. JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, where we're seeing the money smart money rotate into that. It's in play now, better past those levels, very similar to what's going on right now in DFS. The solar stocks, and I'll just rattle them off, JKS, and let me go to the daily chart because you can see it a little bit more dramatically. JKS traded into what we call a melted candle, which is indecision, smaller candle body there. So some profit taking. And we've been saying trail it higher, trail it higher, trail it higher. If you trail it higher on that parabolic move, which we said here on Wednesday, this is most likely the high. This is most likely the exhaustion. Traded through, pulled back, and you can see it in a big way here and run way overdue for a pullback. It was just, I shouldn't say overdue. It was hard to, this is a better way to word it, hard to initiate a new long when it just keeps going higher. So we had this 5-day pause, pulled back. I'd love to see one more day down. Even if we open lower today, reverse and have what's known as a bullish U-turn, then we'll start to take a look, maybe even buy on the close, depending on today's close. The energy stocks, we'll get into Exxon Mobil. And if you want to get into old school technical analysis, we are now potentially breaking this downtrend, which is kind of cool. And we get into it a little bit deeper and get into the volume. You can see that the volume spike is actually pretty exciting. So we had a reversal here. We had a push down here that traded higher the next day. We actually opened lower and traded higher. And now we got another nice candle here. So this is actually reading, when I say candle combined with volume, that's what we call fuel. Now, fuel usually is after a little bit longer term sideways consolidation, but this is nice. It's a very clean break with good volume. And we're seeing the same thing at CVX. So what does that mean? That doesn't mean we're jumping in yet. It means that the tape is changing. And you'll hear me talking about that all the time because that's a big deal. Recognizing order flow is one thing, being on the right side of the trade, but then is it a tradable opportunity right now? And the tape is changing here. So we might be able to find some opportunity here over the next couple of weeks. NVTA is in the watch list. And now what's interesting is you can see it's actually punching through to new levels it hasn't been in. This is a conversation we have quite a bit in the boot camp. It's now 1, 2, 3, 4 days well bid. Is the stock still along? Absolutely. Is it still along with full share size? No. As you start to go higher and higher consecutively, the odds of follow through goes down a little bit. So now you can still have a trade here, but work the order instead of fuller share size if you got involved at the lower prices. Duke Energy matches that as well. You can see that Duke actually broke out of a couple of consolidation days and pushed into new highs. So like that one as well. And that's only the first day. SFIX is one that we've been waiting for the stock to go well bid above this resistance level where it kept failing. You can see here was a colossal failure, and now it's well bid above the breakout level. So we're looking for a new entry, entering a new swing trade above this level. And you can see 32 for multiple reasons is a good level to wait as well. So we broke this resistance, kind of crooked trend line there. We broke this resistance, and now we're well bid above that resistance, and now we're going to open at 32. So I like SFIX on a new swing trade long above yesterday's high, which is right around 32. The stop loss is going to be down here. Next, we have OMI, which was called out of the boot camp as well. First day out of consolidation yesterday as well. BEKE, also breaking out of consolidation. And FSLY, a little bit of profit taking. I still like this one long. This was a exaggerated move 2 days ago. Some expected profit taking yesterday, and the stock is trading higher again today. So this is going to be more of an aggressive day trade. I'm not really looking to swing trade this as aggressively because that was a big move. It went from 96 basically to 122 in just a couple of days. That's a big move. Still think it needs to consolidate it. I think today I'm going to be looking for certain criteria to aggressively day trade it. I'd really like to see it pause for a couple of days and then look to initiate a new swing trade. And Etsy actually meets that criteria as well, where punched through new all-time highs and still went well bid, which means higher highs and higher lows. Closed on the lows, and you can see it's recovering. So as long as it is above yesterday's close and today's opening price, I will be looking to be in there buying Etsy as well. So there's a lot going on. The financials look like they might be turning around. Energy might be turning around. Home builder stocks are actually at new highs right now. We had a really nice call in Lennar yesterday. It did not open lower like we expected, but it did push higher, which that's really kind of exciting. Even if the trade doesn't unfold to the entry price you want, it's kind of exciting to be on the right side of the ideas. And then it's just a question of fine tuning profit potential and your entries, right? So anyway, we got some good stuff going on today. Be very disciplined. I can't express it enough. I mean, especially if you're day trading right now, especially if you're an active day trader and you happen to have another full-time job, it's kind of important right now to really be disciplined with your stop losses, because at any moment some news could come out and ruin your day, ruin your week, quite honestly, if you don't have your stops in there. So I tell you a very quick story. It was 2011 when there was the Greek bailout and whatnot. I was up big on a few positions and I went for coffee and news got announced while I was at Starbucks and all of my positions reversed, and it wasn't fun. It was like a very expensive cup of coffee. So learn from my mistakes, have your stop loss in if you happen to not be watching the market full time, but you are in positions that you might consider active trades. Have your stops in there. And if you don't want to get out of the whole position, have a stop in there for some of it. So at least you get an alert that you had an execution, then you can go in and make a real-time decision if you need to change it. So anyway, have a great day. Have a profitable day. If you find these videos helpful, definitely click down and let me know. Subscribe, and hope to see you soon. Have a great day.